Alright, Internet, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play. Today we're playing This is the Police. And this is your host, TheMightyBawshoob. So now we're ready to start another day. We're going into another shift. Let's see, what can I do here when I click on people? Order to work tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to order anyone to work tomorrow. Everybody's good. Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to see what happens when I get a new shift. I don't know how to tell one shift that they're not good to go. These guys, I fired this lady because she shot someone and she's old. And then Robbins, I hired him to do some freelance work for us, and then he quit. So I had to hire a new officer. So anyway, all right, let's continue on and see what we got. Robespierre to reveal his identity when the time is right. Feminist organization denied official registration. Enemies using feminists to destroy Freiburg. Uh-oh. Alright, well, that's interesting.
Whenever I'm alone at home and there's a knock at the door, I always hope it'll be my wife, Laura. She's always forgetting her keys.
Hello, my name is Steve, and you're Jack Boyd, is that right?
To get to my front door, the Bible boys walked about a mile from the local bus stop, jumping over mud puddles and skirting a couple of landfills. Laura doesn't go in for religion either, but according to her, these brave lunatics with their fake smiles deserve at least a minute of attention. She patiently listens to them, asks them questions, regales them with pastries, and never once dropping a hint of condescension. When I watch her do it, I've got to admit it gets me. I'd have hugged those boys, sat with them on the porch, and lit up a cigar. But a month after Laura left, all I could do was quietly ask them not to bother me. Today I'm a little rougher still. Shut the door on his nose this time. Another couple weeks at this rate, and I'll be greeting anyone who comes close with my service pistol pointed towards the sky, ready to fire my warning shots. In my life, even the basic stuff never goes like it's supposed to. Normally, when a wife is going to leave home, she'll make a scene, or at least sit everyone down for a serious conversation. But Laura just disappeared. The children in the stories always stand on the side of the mother, but all three of our sons supported me. The in-laws always blame the husband for making their daughter unhappy. But now Sally, Laura's mother, well, we sort of have a pact. The fellow Laura ran off with is young enough to be her son. I hear he's 30 years old. Of all the possible information a man can know about his wife's lover, I get hit with that. Fortunately, Laura's mother doesn't like the way it sounds either. Sally figures this guy just thought he'd have some fun with a mature woman, but he'll be back chasing college girls before the year is out. So we have an agreement. Sally's gonna track down Laura and try to reason with her, and we'll arrange a meeting. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to not do anything stupid, which of course means anything at all. It's a crazy situation. I'm the police chief, and the person I'm trusting to find my wife is an old woman armed with a phone book. But I can't afford to lose Sally as an ally. So for the moment, I had to swallow my pride.
Can't afford to lose Sally as an ally.
Mrs. Markham, this is Boyd.
Oh, is there any news?
That's what I wanted to ask you. Have you found anything? An address, phone number? Have you spoken to her?
Don't worry, Jack. I've narrowed the range to 2 suspects, or whatever you like to say at your police building.
At my police building, we find people faster than a funny old woman chirping on the phone with my wife's girlfriends.
Oh, you're an old man, Jack. Come to your senses. They'd give us straight odds on the street. But I've got more energy, Jack. Maybe you think I'm a foolish old woman, but I go to my book club, argue with the girls about Byron, and it gives me energy. I talk to my dogs, and it gives me energy. And you have nothing, Jack. You don't even have a hobby. You got no passion. It's why Laura left you.
Let's not go back into that, Sally. Find my wife, and we can discuss my hobbies later. I'm waiting for your call, and my patience is running thin. Laura, if you've stopped loving me, I'll let you go. I can't expect the impossible from you. Just don't let me die out here, okay?
Alright, back to work we go again. Another day. Alright, now we're on shift B. Good to know. And I got stripes to give out, but I don't know who any of these cops are, so I'm not going to give out any stripes. We're starting the day. Here we go. Alright, let's start from the back. So we listen to Chopin. What is this? Billabong, Len Barnard, and Bob Barnard. Let's do it. Sounds good to me. Fire all black cops. Wow. Oh boy. A racist gang has recently made some trouble in the city. They're capturing black townspeople and beating them to death. They recently sent a message to a local radio station promising to kill all of the black doctors, firemen, and police. We don't need any more dead police, especially not mere months before the election. The racists are gaining more and more followers, and even some of our citizens support them. You'll have to fire all your black employees over the next 2 days due to mounting racial tensions. No, I'm not going to do that. If someone commits a serious crime and flees the scene, the case goes to your detectives. Okay, here we go. The ghetto. Homicide, ghetto. Black activist Ronnie Moore was found shot outside his home. They investigate the crime scene, interview witnesses, and gather whatever information seems pertinent. One of your detectives will be lead investigator on the case. You can assign additional detectives to any case who will work under the lead investigator as subordinates. The more professional the lead investigator, the more effective the team. Alright, let's put the mole. And then we'll put Armstrong on there, because I'm not going to fire anybody who's black, because that's just like, even though we're playing a bad cop game, I don't want to do that. Destruction of property. A member of the city's cleaning crew saw an elderly man approaching some expensive cars in the parking lot carrying a long iron rod. The whole street could hear him shouting, "Bastards, thieves, bloodsuckers." It's an old man, huh? I thought I fired Price. Oh no, she's a different officer. Alright, let's send the really bad officer Austin and the semi-bad officer Asano. We're gonna fire her here in a minute. Can I fire her for being too old already? Because I kind of want to do that. Shift B. Here we go. Alright, Shift B. Fire. She's too old. Let's give me the option to fire them because... yeah, no, I'm not gonna fire cops illegally yet. See, I have to look. See, I'm thinking the way I'm gonna play this is on the outside from the beginning. I'm gonna try and look as good as I can to the public, but behind closed doors, outside of the public, we're gonna do some dirty deals. We're gonna do some dastardly things as we're playing the bad cop role in this playthrough. But outwardly, I'm gonna be the good cop. So I'm not gonna do it outwardly. That's the way you should play it, I think. You should play it smart. So since I fired that old lady for Shift B, I need to hire a new cop. And since things are getting kind of hairy out there, let's hire this guy for Shift B. Alright. Something else should be popping up any second now. Suburb. Suburb carjacking. A gas station surveillance camera recorded a car that's on the stolen vehicle list. Alright. Again, we're going to send out one experienced officer with one inexperienced officer to try and boost this officer up. I think that's probably a wise way to play it. It feels pretty realistic to play it that way, in my opinion. Investigation has started on the homicide. Detectives have interviewed witnesses, collected evidence from the scene, and are pursuing the investigation. Expect results. Oh man, I love the cigar over here that's smoking. This is great. So we've only got 2 frames here. He comes out, and now he's dead. So let's read these clues, shall we? Eric Graham, a drunk witness. They drove by in a sedan and they shot like a machine gun. I didn't see much. Mr. Clayton, I only heard a few muffled shots. Muffled shots. He got what he deserved. He's been causing trouble for a long time, and recently there's been a lot of cursing and carrying on. Well, that's not going to help, Mr. Carr. Miss Cobb says, I don't remember the car, and the neighborhood was quiet. I never heard any shots. All right, so there's 2 people that say they didn't hear any shots. The police these days don't do nothing. I almost died myself. I went to buy some medicine and was nearly hit by some idiot's car. All right, so he didn't hear any shots either. All right. No other frames to fill in, it looks like. Homicide. Black activist Ronnie Moore was found shot outside his home. Alright, so I guess I don't get to see any other pictures yet? No? Okay. Even though we looked at what everyone says. Alright. The counter is ticking. The offender escaped on the destruction of property and they lost their cred. Oh, man, that stinks. See, again, I shouldn't be sending 2 inexperienced officers out. I think that's the moral of that story, people.
1210 in progress.
Suspicious individual, Desire Park. Corey Ramsey, mother of several children, has expressed her concerns about a suspicious man wearing bifocals seated on a bench beside a playground. He's been watching the children for over an hour and has taken several photographs of them. Again, we'll send 1 experienced officer. Oh man, everyone else is out. Well, we fired Price. I don't want to send her out. Let's just send 1 officer then. We'll send Purdy.
Looks like we have a situation.
The driver is nowhere to be seen. Wait at a safe distance for the driver to appear. Interview any potential eyewitnesses. Search the car. Carjacking suburb. The driver is nowhere to be seen. Gosh, I don't know. Let's interview any potential eyewitnesses.
113 feet complete.
The offender escaped. Officers are unharmed. All right. Purdy's going to have a report here now. Oh, man, the offender was caught. Officer unharmed. Dragon's Lair Club. What happened here? Mr. Boyd, I'm opening Freeburg's Free Martial Arts Club, and for my first exhibition I want to hold a sparring match where one of my students takes on your toughest cop. After the fight, I'll teach your man a few tricks, something that will help him out on the streets. Yeah, let's send Coachy. Let's send our best lady cop. I think that's a good idea. Let's see what happens. Homicide. Oh, here we go. Your detectives present frames, different versions of what might have happened at the crime scene. Proceed. We got 3 frames. Okay, let's open the investigation. They get it wrong half the time, but a good cop can separate fact from fiction. If they know how to look at the case materials, the other professionals, the more professional the detectives working on an investigation, the better their instincts. To get your suspects, you'll need to figure out the true sequence of events at the crime scene. Using the frames you think likely, sometimes with a little guesswork thrown in. If you add it all up, but the sequence fails, you're probably telling the wrong story. All right, well, let's see what happens here. Huh. Okay. All right, so let's see. Drove by in a sedan. They shot like a machine gun. I didn't see much. I only heard a few muffled shots. He got what he deserved. He was in control for a long time. Recently, there's been a lot of... Okay. I don't remember the car. The neighborhood was quiet. Police these days don't do nothing. Alright, so I'm gonna go like this. And we're gonna go like that.
311A in progress.
A bartender reports that a couple dancers started fighting over tips and a catfight broke out on stage at Kevin's throat bar. Ugh. Alright. Let's send Purdy and Austin.
311A in progress.
Octopus Restaurant. Octopus Restaurant. A bartender reported that a fight has broken out between a patron and the bar's bouncer. The man, apparently drunk, had climbed onto the stage while a local singer was performing and tried to sing a duet with her. Again, send an experienced officer and an inexperienced officer. Let's hope nothing else terrible comes up.
Looks like we have a situation
On the
here.
stage, there are two strippers going at it, and it's gone beyond arguing to a full-on catfight. Get him! The bouncer is fast asleep. Clearly too wasted to handle the situation. The drunken patrons are happily watching the fight. Listen, girls, cut the crap, or this is going to get serious. Shut off the music and turn up the lights. Draw your service weapon. Oh, man. Shut off the music and turn up the lights. The strippers continue fighting, oblivious of the police presence. Ask the bartender for a bucket of cold water and throw it on the combatants. Step onto the stage and try to separate the girls. Watch strippers go at it and don't interfere. Yeah, let's ask the bartender for a bucket of ice. What? I just didn't want my officers to get hurt, which is why I did what I did, you know? Chief, I just about nailed the Jap a couple times, but he was too fast for me and won on points. I don't really understand all their rules, so I can't keep track of points very well, but he was all right. Even showed me a few tricks after the match. I got carried away a little and pulled my back. Think I can take the day off? Sure. Yeah, sure. She can take the rest of the day off.
311A complete.
Alright, Octopus Restaurant. We caught the offender. I don't know how we didn't catch the strippers, though. Alright, everyone on Shift B is good. We let that one gal go. Let's end the day. Retired police officer Thomas Blaine shoots pregnant woman. Oh, man. Officer Blaine explains, I thought she was a suicide bomber. Oh, jeez. Mayor Rogers, city has no problems with racist. Yeah, see? Way to go.
Why would a man need a barn? To store all the stuff you can't bring home. About 30 years ago, back when I was young and interested in farming, I carried all kinds of junk home. After a day in the field, I'd come home with buckets, shovels, dirty boots and clothes, and instantly transform the living room. But even back then, there's something I always kept in the barn. I stopped keeping my pills inside the house because every time I was about to take a triple, someone would knock on my bedroom door. Now they're knocking on my barn door. Well, fine. It's not every day that someone comes to visit your barn. In all the years we worked together, Kendrick never came to visit the house. We drank at bars, went fishing, went to the mountains, even chased off some poachers one time. But he never came for dinner with the family. We never watched football over here. And now he's brought his friends to visit my barn. I always try to look unsurprised, like it's an everyday thing to get visitors at the old barn, especially guests with their own personal bodyguards. But Kendrick is sharp enough to see he's caught me with my pants on backwards.
Sorry for the surprise, Jack. We saw you from the car. Figured we'd find you in here. I'm going in for a minute, fellas. These guys will wait outside.
How long you been dating the lover boys?
They're Sans people, Jack.
Yeah. So now you're appearing in public with members of the Mafia?
Jack, I'm leaving tonight. More like fleeing. Jenny and I are taking the girls and making a run for it. Probably won't be seeing each other again. I've got new documents, a new name, a new life, everything new.
The papers say you're still working your last week for the department.
I've got to get out today. I won't be getting another chance. Don't know if you noticed, but the whole city is against me.
You told your Mafia friends about your plans.
Jackie, if I don't fix everything with them in the next few hours, they're going to kill me. And not just me. My family, my relatives, God, Jack, I don't know who else. They found out that I was planning to run and they demanded that we close our contract today.
Your contract, Frank? Really? Is that how you talk now? Maybe you should call in the lawyers to straighten all this out.
Now is not the time, Jack, please. I have a commitment to them until the end of the year. They need an inside line at police headquarters. I can't just give them back the money. That's not how the Mafia works. If I can't find someone I can trust tonight, I'm dead. You know me, Jack. I wouldn't ask you if I wasn't afraid they'd cut my daughters to pieces before sunrise.
He's the damn fool who puts his daughters in the crosshairs in the first place. Anyone in my place would have dressed him down good. But I didn't want to pile it on. Fate's already got this guy's soul in the grinder.
So this is it. Are we going to agree to help him, or are we not going to help him? I kind of knew this was coming, because I've been watching other YouTubers play it, but I didn't want to spoil it for the audience. We're going to help our friend, and we're going to be the bad cop.
Give him my phone number and tell him it's done. Don't call me. Don't come to work today. I don't want to see or hear from you again. Time for you to go.
Jack,
Get the fuck out of my nice cozy barn, Frank. At the time, I was trying not to think about what just happened. It was almost too much to take in. I'm probably the most popular police chief in the history of the city, and I have to admit, I've thought about that more than once, sometimes with a little pride even. In one of the features they wrote about me in the papers, they said it pretty plain. He catches the criminals. Believe me, high praise like that is unheard of in Freeburg, especially for a cop. And here I am, the person who catches criminals, and I've agreed to help the Mafia, or I'll come home to a bag stuffed with my kids' body parts. Right before the last hammer falls. Hey, remember that cop who caught criminals? It turns out he was a Mafia bitch. And all for the sake of a greedy, corrupt cop who should have fled the country years ago. That sound right to you?
Alright, wow. That's quite a bit there. It's a lot to deal with, you know? It's going to start to get good now. Alright, everyone. That's all the time we have for today. This is TheMightyBawshoob. This is Let's Play. This is the police. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Let me know what you think of this game. I'm going to be playing some more, trying to explain a little bit about how I feel, how the game should be played, what I'm learning from it, and hopefully it'll be a good playthrough. Again, tell me what you think. Always, if you liked what you saw, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll be back again next time. Adios, Internet.